Hi, my name is Emily, and I'll be answering question number three. Question number three is, describe your best and your worst experience working on a team, and I'll be providing two examples. One of the best experiences I had working on a team was the time I was recruited to be a student representative on the Latinx Task Force. So, the Latinx Task Force, to provide some context, was created in response to males gaining the status of a Hispanic serving institution. So this meant that 27% of the undergraduate student population self-identified as Latinx. So this holds so much potential because this made the college eligible to apply for fundings that can be used towards faculty development, student engagement, student support services, maybe establishing new forms of academic learning that are centered around Latinx students, but personally, I believe will also impact first generation and low income students. As a member of this committee, I was able to really center the experiences of Latinx students on campus, including my own. I was especially able to bring in different intersections that impacted my community, such as class, race, citizenship, sexuality, sexual orientation, educational status, just to name a few. Um, the group in itself was so organized and committed to bringing effective change and innovation that we worked on so many different projects. We worked on establishing a structure to create institutional support around cultural grads, right? And pardon. Right now, we're having the conversation on how we can work towards building programs and opportunities to undocumented, documented, and students from mixed status families. And that was one of the greatest experiences just because I was able to do something I'm passionate about, but also like be with a group that is passionate and committed and is extremely organized and communicative that really worked well personally. And to answer the second question, I've had many frustrating experiences working on a team, but I wouldn't say that I've had a bad or what would qualify as my worst experience, right? I feel like everyone has had a very interesting experience with a group project for a class. Like we all had those. People fall through, something comes up, and I would say one of the hardest experiences I had to learn from was the time I was in a team for a class project. My class was Evolutions for Future Presidents, where it was a biology course made for non-science majors, so none of us in the class were science majors. And we had a final group project, and I was in a team with students I did not know. And given the timing and just like the general like energy of the class, none of my team members were able to coordinate and come up with a plan on how to make the on how to like finish the final project. I did have a hard time reaching the other members of my team, and there was this one student in specifically who I had not seen on campus. I noticed that she did not attend any of the classes anymore and just overall would not respond to my emails. Um, and I think that was the first time where I like I acknowledged and was understanding that like sometimes we have to be cautious and very conscientious in what boundaries students have, and also understanding that not all students work the same way that I may work. But I did become worried because no one was able to reach her, and she did have a history of like having mental health complications. And later we found out that she actually had to return home in order to support her parents. And coming out of that experience, I reflected on the importance of understanding that everyone is on their own journey, and my position as a teammate is to support, and that support has to be retroactively, but also like communication would be really key. And I'm just glad that like she was able to find that support. But I share this experience because it's one of the realest experiences I've had, and I think it's important to have conversation like these. Like, how do we work with in a team when life happens, right? So that's my answer to the third question.